Hello there. I thought we'd talk about some interesting things today. Does anyone know what this is? You're right, a clownfish. And a particular clownfish had a friend. Oh, terrible memory. Oh, that's right, a blue tang. They also had a friend who had very large teeth. We know about our saltwater friends, but do you know about their freshwater cousins? Have you heard of Rodney Rainbow, Harry Hardyhead, Honey Blue Eyes? Well, let's read a story about those. The book is called I Believe in Rainbows, and it's about our Australian native freshwater fish. The sun shone as Rodney Rainbow and his friends Harry Hardyhead and Honey Blue Eye swam in the crystal clear waters of Sandy Creek. Munching happily on their favourite food, insect larvae, they swam about without a care in the world. Do you like eating insects, flies and mosquitoes? What about with a bit of chocolate on? No, I think it's fish that prefer insect larvae. Little did they realise that things were about to change for this little group of aquatic adventurers. Wonder what's going to happen. Around a bend in the creek they journeyed, only to come across an astonishing sight. Nestled amongst the tangled root structure of a tree grown on the creek bank were strange objects. I wonder what these strange objects were. Unlike the algae-covered rocks and swaying green underwater plants that they were used to, these were shiny, multi-shaped bits and pieces. Some were moving in the current of the water, others were big in size and hard as the rocks. They were long, shiny things that looked like sticks and square bits with strange markings on them. I think it's rubbish. Imagine if I came into your bedroom with a big rubbish bin full of rubbish and tipped it all over your bed and in your room. Would you be happy? I don't think so. Let's see how Rodney handles this situation. Worse than the sight was the smell. And the once clear water was now turning a very yucky brown. As they surveyed the scenes before their eyes, they noticed Fiona Firetail, Edwin Eel and Craig Crayfish off to one side. What is this? Asked Rodney to his creek community. Edwin, in his quiet tone of voice, answered and said, "We were just poking around for our favourite snacks amongst the submerged tree roots when everything went dark and all of a sudden this stuff came falling from the sky." They didn't know what it was. Sadly for our freshwater finny friends, they were not to know that someone who lived above the creek surface had just cleaned out a very large shed. Rather than take the unwanted materials to a recycling site, they loaded it all onto a trailer. They then drove to this remote national park that formed part of Rodney and his friend's home and dumped it all near and in the creek. That's not very nice. What were they to do? They were tiny little creatures, and even Edwin the eel, large as he was, had no way of moving objects this big. And even if they could, where would they put them? All seemed bleak, and then they felt strange vibrations through the water. They began to be very concerned. Fortunately for Rodney and his friends, the vibrations were caused by the wildlife ranger driving in her four-wheel drive carefully and slowly beside the creek. She had noticed a strange vehicle towing a trailer through the national park and was checking on why it was there. As soon as she noticed the discarded material lying by the creek bank and in the water itself, she rang the local land care group run by her friend Leo. Within a few hours, all the foreign material was quickly removed and loaded onto a truck to be disposed of in a more appropriate manner. As the ranger, Leo and the land care group congratulated each other on a job well done. Some hidden little gems under the water were scratching their fins and discussing what a strange day this has been. And here are the fish, and they are real fish. They are cousins to our saltwater friends, and they live in our creeks. So we have Rodney Rainbow, Harry Hardyhead, Honey Blueye, Fiona Firetail, Craig Crayfish, and Edwin the Eel. I wonder what Rodney's next adventure will be.